Om Shanti, 22nd December, English MURLI. Sweet children, everything depends on remembrance. It is only by having remembrance that you can become sweet. It is only in this remembrance that there is the battle with Maya. Question: which secret of this drama that only you children know about is worth churning deeply? Answer: you know that anyone's part in the drama cannot be performed twice in a cycle. All the parts that are performed by everyone in the whole world are completely new. You wonder how the days have been changing from the golden age until now. The entire activity changes. The role that is recorded within each soul of 5,000 years. Daily activities can never change. This tiny matter cannot enter the intellect of anyone except you children. Om Shanti. The spiritual father asks you spiritual children, sweetest children, are you able to see your future? Most elevated faces and most elevated costumes. This is the most auspicious conference age. You feel that you are to go into this once dynasty in the golden aged new world, which is called the land of happiness. You are now becoming most elevated human beings for that place. While sitting here, you should have these thoughts. When students are studying, they are definitely aware in their intellects. Tomorrow, we will become this. In the same way, while you sit here, you should be aware that you will go into the dynasty of Vishnu. Your intellects have now become alaukik. Other human beings do not turn these things around in their intellects. This is not a common satsang. While sitting here, you know that you are sitting in the company of your true father, the one called Shiva. Shiv Baba is the creator, so only he knows the beginning, the middle, and the end of this creation. Only he gives us this knowledge. He gives it as though he is telling us a story of yesterday. While sitting here, you remember that you have come here to be rejuvenated, that is, to exchange your present bodies for divine bodies. This soul says, this is my old, totally impure, tamo-pradhan body. I will exchange it for a body like that one. Our aim and objective is so easy. The teacher who is teaching you would surely be cleverer than you students who are studying. He is teaching you and showing you how to perform good actions. You understand that God, the highest on high, is now teaching you, and so He would definitely make you into deities. This study is for the new world. No one else knows about the new world at all. Lakshmi and Narayan are the masters of the new world. The deities would also be number-wise. Not everyone can be the same because this is a kingdom. You should continue to have such thoughts. We souls are now remembering the pure Father in order to change from impure to pure. You souls remember your sweet Father. The Father himself says, by remembering me, you will become completely new and pure, Sato Pradhan. Everything depends on a pilgrimage of remembrance. The Father definitely asks you children for how long you remember Him. It is on this pilgrimage of remembrance that you battle with Maya. You understand what this battle is. This is not a pilgrimage. It is more like a battle. You have to remain very cautious in this. There is no question of storms of Maya in knowledge. You children say, I try to remember you, but just one storm of Maya knocks me down. The number one storm is body consciousness. Then there are the storms of lust, anger, greed, and attachment. You children say, Baba, I try very much to stay in remembrance so that no obstacles come. But in spite of that, storms do come. Today, it would be anger, and tomorrow, it would be a storm of greed. Baba, today, my stage was very good. I did not experience any storms throughout the whole day. I experienced great happiness. I remembered the Father with a lot of love, and I even had tears of love. By having remembrance of the Father, you will become very sweet. You also understand where you have reached by being defeated by Maya. No one understands this. People speak of hundreds of thousands of years, or they say that it has continued from the beginning of time. You would say, we are once again changing from humans into deities. Only the Father comes and gives this knowledge. Only the unique Father, the one without an image, can give this unique knowledge. The incorporeal one is called the one without an image. How does the incorporeal one give this knowledge? The Father himself explains how he enters this body. In spite of that, people become confused and ask, does he always come in that same body? This body has been made the instrument within the drama. There cannot be the slightest change. Only you understand these things. You then explain them to others. It is souls that study. It is souls that study and teach. Souls are most valuable. Souls are eternal, whereas bodies die. We souls are receiving the knowledge of the Creator and the beginning, middle, and end of the 84 births of creation from the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, who is receiving this knowledge. We souls, you souls, have now understood the incorporeal world and the subtle region from the knowledgeful Father. Human beings do not know that they have to consider themselves to be souls. They consider themselves to be bodies, and so they are dangling upside down. It is remembered that a soul is truth, a living being, and an embodiment of bliss. The greatest praise is of the Supreme Soul. There is so much praise of the One Father. He alone is the remover of sorrow and the bestower of happiness. You would not praise a mosquito, etc., as much saying that it removes sorrow and bestows happiness, and is an ocean of knowledge. No, this praise belongs to the Father. You children too are master removers of sorrow and bestowers of happiness. You children didn't have this knowledge previously. It was as though you had baby intellects. Little children don't have knowledge, nor do they have any defects. Therefore, because they are pure, they are called great souls. The smaller the child, the more the child is like a number one flower. It is as though he is in his completely karmatic stage. The child does not know about action, sinful action, or neutral action, and is therefore like a flower. He attracts everyone just as the one Father attracts everyone. The Father has come to attract everyone and make them into fragrant flowers. Some still remain thorns. Those who are under the influence of the five vices are called thorns. The number one thorn is body consciousness. It is through this thorn that all other thorns takes place. A forest of thorns gives a lot of pain. There are many varieties of thorn in a forest. That is why this world is called the land of sorrow. There are no thorns in the new world, which is why that world is called the land of happiness. Shiv Baba creates the garden of flowers and Ravana changes it into the forest of thorns. This is why Ravana is burnt with branches of thorns, whereas flowers are offered to the Father. Only the Father and you children know about these things. No one else can know this. You children know that the same part cannot be played twice within the drama. It is in your intellects that all the parts that are performed by everyone in the world are new. Just think about it, how the days change from the golden age until now, how the whole of your activity changes. A record of your activities of 5,000 years is recorded in each of you souls. It can never be changed. Each of you souls has your own part recorded within you. Even this little matter cannot enter the intellects of some. You now know the past, present, and future of this drama. This is a school where the Father teaches you to become pure by remembering Him. Did you ever think that the Father would come and teach you a study to become pure from impure? Through this study, you become the masters of the world. The books of the path of devotion are separate. They can never be called a study. Without you having knowledge, how could there be salvation? Without the Father, how could you receive the knowledge with which you can attain salvation? Will you perform devotion when you are in salvation? No. There is an abundance of happiness there. So, why should you perform devotion? It is only at this time that you receive this knowledge. The whole of this knowledge is imbibed by you souls. A soul doesn't belong to any religion. When a soul adopts a body, he says what religion he belongs to. What is the religion of a soul? Firstly, each soul is like a point. Souls are embodiments of peace and reside in the land of peace. The Father now explains that all children have a right over the Father. Many children who have been converted to other religions will emerge again and return to their original religion. All the leaves that moved away from the deity religion and were converted to other religions will return to their own place. First of all, you have to give the introduction of the Father. Everyone is confused about these things. Do you children understand who is now changing and teaching you? The unlimited Father. Krishna is a bodily being. Brahma Baba is called Dada, elder brother. All of you are brothers. Then everything depends on your status. Whatever the body of a brother is like, whatever the body of a sister is like, each soul is just a tiny star. All of this knowledge is recorded within a tiny star. A star without a body cannot speak. Each of you stars receives many organs with which to perform your parts. The world of you stars is completely separate from this world. Souls come here and adopt bodies. The body can be big or small. You souls remember your father, and that too is while you are in bodies. Will you souls remember the father when you are in the home? No. There you are not aware of where you are. It is when souls and the Supreme Soul are both in bodies that their meeting can take place. It is remembered that souls and the Supreme Soul remained separated for a long period of time. For how long were they separated? Do you remember for how long you were separated? With every second passing, it has now been 5,000 years. You are to begin again with year number 1. This is an accurate account. If someone asks you when this one took birth, you can tell him accurately. Sri Krishna takes the number 1 birth. You cannot calculate the minute or second when Shiva takes birth. For Krishna, you can calculate the date, minute, and second. Human clocks can make a difference in the calculation. You cannot tell when Shiva Baba comes, but there cannot be the slightest difference in the moment he incarnates. You cannot say that he came when you had a vision of him. No, you can just guess this, but you cannot calculate the minute or second. His incarnation is alaukic, not physical. He comes at the time of the unlimited night. You can tell the moment when other incarnations takes place. For instance, when a soul enters his body, the costume that a soul takes is at first small, and then that costume gradually grows. The soul with his body comes out of the womb. You have to churn these things and then explain them to others. There are so many human beings, and not one of them can be identical to another. Just as you have a large hall, so the stage on which you act out this unlimited play is so large. Your children come here to change from human beings into Narayan and to claim a high status in the new world that the Father creates. However, this old world is going to be destroyed. The new world is being established through Baba, and he then has to sustain it. It must definitely be when he sheds this body that he can then come again and sustain the new world. The old world has to be destroyed before then. This haystack has to be set on fire. At the end, only Bharat will remain. Everything else will be destroyed. Only a few will remain in Bharat. You are now making effort so that you don't experience any punishment after destruction. If your sins are not absolved, there will be punishment experienced and you will not receive any status. When people ask you where you are going, tell them that you are going to meet Shiva Baba, who has come in the body of Brahma. This Brahma is not Shiva. The more you know the Father, the more love you will have for him. Baba says, children, do not love anyone else. Break off your love with everyone else and connect it to just the one. This is just like those lovers. 108 become true lovers, but even out of them, only 8 become really true lovers. There is the rosary of 8. The 9 jewels have been remembered. These are the 8 bits, and the 9th is Baba. There are 8 many deities, and then the family up to the end of the Silver Age is of 16,108. prince and princesses. Baba shows you heaven on the palm of his hand. You children have the intoxication that you are becoming the masters of the world. You have to make this deal with Baba. It is said, scarcely any businessman would make this deal. There aren't any such businessmen, so your children have to maintain the enthusiasm of going to Baba, the one who resides up above, because people don't know him. They just say that he will come at the end. It is now that same end of the Iron Age. It is the same time of the Gita and the Mahabharata. Those same Yadavas are now making those missiles. It is the same kingdom of those Kauravas, and you are the same Pandavas standing here. You children are earning an income while sitting at home. God has come to you while you are sitting at home. This is why Baba tells you to earn your income. This life has been remembered as being as valuable as diamonds. You must not now waste it by chasing after shells. You are now making the whole world into the kingdom of Rama, God. You are receiving power from Shiva. However, many people nowadays experience untimely death. Baba opens the locks on your intellects, whereas Maya locks your intellects. You mothers have been given the urn of knowledge. He is the one who gives power to you innocent and weak ones. This is the nectar of knowledge. The knowledge written in the scriptures is not called nectar. Acha, to the sweetest, beloved, long lost and now found children. Love, remembrance and good morning. From the mother, the father Bap Dada, the spiritual father says Namaste to the spiritual children. The spiritual children says Namaste to the spiritual father. Essence for dharana. First point, stay in the attraction of the one father and become a fragrant flower. Burn all your thorns of body consciousness away in remembrance of your sweet father. Second point, in this birth that is as valuable as diamonds, you have to accumulate an imperishable income. You must not waste it by chasing after worthless shells. Have true love for the one Father and stay in the company of one. Blessing, may you be constantly victorious and overcome all adverse situations by being set on the seat of self-respect. Description, remain constantly stable on the seat of your self-respect. I am a victorious jewel, a master almighty authority, and you will develop qualifications according to your seat. No matter what adverse situations come in front of you, set yourself on this seat in a second. Orders of only those who are on a seat of position are obeyed. Remain on your seat and you will become victorious. The conference age is the age for becoming constantly victorious. This age has this blessing, and so be one who is blessed and become victorious. Slogan, those who gain victory over all their temptations are the Shiv Shakti Pandava army. Om Shanti.